I notice how baby ana depa any sona on the 27th of February 2025. Adia said the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, say, Papa Edinin Sembi ever true da, just watch the economy and the state of the nation address.
Mr. Speaker, as I stated earlier, Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution requires that I give an account of the state of our nation to Parliament. I'm sad to report that the state of our nation is not good.
The President again came to this house with a familiar story, the usual lamentations.
Now what just apunchani suwa yedenia the size can never be hidden and until the tinting. I just say after no markings and MPP for at the AC, and DC for so say this time around, and now dear say Omubetchen Ediama, the micro minority, ama omonso aye de omope. And unti ebinum air to or the asempanable, ne binum so air to. So or the doom so and abba. Now all this aye bruhaha na e course so no kra echirin. The funny part ne say eduru baby no na Parliament House aye out of control.
Honorable members, order.
To the extent to say this micro minority, as some people calls them, no, idea omoni edin papa, because your born national anthem kura evia omo just national anthem no, you what the unknown part bia Ghana for be anymore. This is omo minority for non kwa enim.
Honorable members, I now put the question.
Just say a normal a course no na fantastic, but all the same no so no idea say sabre amene wo kase no amen kase bin kire MPP ne NDC fo a ye di wo macha ye prepare ye ho abinum kunkum wo mo ho no say wo mo kan papa asem George ejina yam former president John Ejekum Kuffour anim ekaye no social media yi so enkropo say abrante banani nso ade ana whatever onso adwen ye say wo I just say a normal a course no yabebo evremu said the President of the Republic at the ensem etutuja na wo hwie ye osi ema eye zenato esan bi se onfre no hello oso won twa ne keke yabebo evrem na won so do comment at comment section no asene edi nkomo edi efri ho no but answer kra ne be hye ase no #support Kofi Adoma Ngwangwani eye campaign na ekoso efa Kofi Adoma Ngwangwani nani eho nsensemi ene sagigi eho basa say kakra bia na obetumi donate na won so fa boa mesrewo yenya asante sem ntonchen yenyi bono sem ntonchen na yenhunu ye ho se nipa baako yenhwe osoma hodo ayiwo mu na yemmoa bibi kakra se wo pe eye information a obegina so na so waboa ebia Momo Number ana GoFundMe Link no na wo pa ko description box nim ubenya ni nyina ewo honom na bibi kakra na onso betumi agi e de aboa ye nua panyi Kofi Adoma Ngwangwani no onso waye ne saa na ne sounds de so no eye ade se Ewrade ebehia na sa o pe video a efa Kofi Adoma Ngwangwani eho ensem yi ho a ekotwetwen ya eba ya Kofi Adoma Ngwangwani eye donation yi anase GoFundMe no eba ya Mr. This particular link mo na click obehwe video no na wate eye GoFundMe ene donation ya yesrese yenye emfa emwa no asepa eye. On the 27th of February 2025, said the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Papa, another salute. Why? Ejina Parliament House, Ekasaya, wachire the state of the nation. Na nkasa. Now, according to the President of the Republic, no, or just noko. There is no hope.
Mr. Speaker, as I stated earlier, Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution requires that I give an account of the state of our nation to Parliament. I'm sad to report that the state of our nation is not good.
Anuti way and a president ede eshasi. But a normal obobo so se NDC abain ebe to me ayeno ebini biwasumna eti. Road infrastructure okan ho asem. Affordable housing okan ho asem. Okan sports. Okada enso okan education. And dear me personally, ya many eje no say no Ghana omo ebe introduce military training ama the people no a free enkwada so a very good idea. Okan health ehon asem. And now okan galamsey enso ehon asem. Okan almighty ora ehon asem. Ena chese oka enoma bebre den wanka oka noma bebre hu asem na ni nyina no said the president esi eka edify no wo chese MPP abanyi de omo ba beye ene said the omo esi asay wo man no eye ade senka MPP Ghana for ye ne NDC for beye adwena ye mo ntina opposition till thy kingdom come a chese ni nyina e kire se Kuffour ene na ban MPP aban ebe di so for the past 8 years eka wo mu abro no enye kaketwa.
My administration inherited an energy sector on the brink of collapse. It was weighed down by unsustainable debt. This unfortunate situation has led to many independent power producers and fuel suppliers threatening to cease their operations. Mr. Speaker, listen to this. Despite collecting over 45 billion cedis in energy sector levies, ESLA, over the last 8 years, the outgone administration has left the Ghanaian people with an energy sector burdened with a staggering debt of 70 billion cedis as of December 2024.
But in all this, the President of the Republic, sure Ghana say, make complaints. And one may say, Ebi Obabe Tiantiamu no lamente any idea, Nemum no. Ghana for yenya yini se omeye adie ye no. Or se utumi ebe yini ye. Na me in particular no adia ba kwa me ase me dwena ho amenti ase no eye both parties MPP for any NDC for. Se NDC for to me ebe gina omo ka se MPP for enye hwe kura no. Eye adia no kura nyame nim ha adwen. Because at least nyakura na enipa no waye biribi also to me ma credit kakra but so be condemn said the enipa no nya hwe kura na a certain as a country so what the make say and in a way no e ma utimi use propaganda no e doso e wo the President of the Republic na famu menka said and someone wo kan ye ni nyina no oboa but at the same time no so nyen someone wo kan ye ni nyina no e na ye no kore because said ya wo kan die ene MPP for ma me ye hwio. But in a way, so the President of the Republic said, even se ka abo manimukra na, uji tum say 2020 COVID honse nsem, ene Ghana for once more experience no maybe for free ni ade. Yenka say enu ntino obi nyina so no medi o man ni dwirim. But at least Obama benefit of the doubt kakra. No waka the positive aspect na so kakra so ho so won kan nyina kra na wo de kano kakra. But it seems as a MPP for nya NDC for asa na omo ye wo mo and as a NDC nso nya MPP asa enu nti akoye routine you do me I do you which of course ye de ka se de no ebu maya enya de se be koso yi ade ba kwa personally no memment ase ne say obi a economy atete apansa mokora as say no ye toto akatua mu 10% eni ade no eya me wonwa a che se sasem we say no said the American no obi eye ade na se eya at least your man a credit kakra. But say you condemn in Nipano both NDC and MPP no. A idea say enya fine. Because economy enya krana sa when you be eco negotiate ama wabeboa economy enya first thing they say o de beto to nkrofo aketuam. Eno ne common sense. On say Ghana ye kwa ahukire mu bebre ne ye kwa IMF for so omo enko boa ye ne a ye enko gisika eme toto aketuamu. Na mum ne ebi o okra na omo say ye cut down ye the workers. So announce say ye cut down some cost in a way said the be beboa. Enu ti NDC for in a way no e ka say omkoye negotiations bi ni ade eno na ama airport amumunye sika edibeto to aketuamu. It doesn't make sense in normal reasoning moon eno ti the president of the republic e kasa no e ade say he made mention of women empowerment. Now women empowerment we say ho na eye afenyo markings the minority leader as always so or also sorry ya can be say said the president of the republic eka say omo empower women more no kra no so o chese nya sa na tiwo I will also eka the side of the story but answer the bekoso no president edin komo edifa agriculture eho a ye nyina nim said this particular NDC government no ade ba ko a eye wo mu dadwene pa no eye agriculture
kolum kukon kitenkete. The Kukon KETEKETE project will cover 55,000 households, producing eggs and fresh poultry for the market, and it will help reduce our $300 million we spend on importing chicken annually. Mr. Speaker, to strengthen the connection between agriculture and industry, we will prioritize value addition, processing and distribution. And this will position agriculture as profitable and appealing, making it more attractive to our young people. We will implement an Agri-Next program to facilitate access to land banks by young farmers, to connect graduates with opportunities in the agricultural value chain, and promote greenhouse agriculture among the youth. This initiative will benefit approximately 30,000 young people. Mr. Speaker, the Livestock Development Project will also address Ghana's reliance on imported meats by restocking breeding farms and increasing local livestock production, thereby creating jobs and boosting self-sufficiency. For years, access to mechanization, quality seeds, fertilizer, and extension services has been a major challenge to our farmers. To address this, government will establish our flagship farmer service centers in every agricultural district, ensuring that farmers receive essential mechanization services and resources to improve their productivity and efficiency. Mr. Speaker, also in the fisheries sector, we implement strategic interventions to enhance productivity and sustainability. Key among these initiatives is the continued enforcement of measures to curb illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, which threaten our marine biodiversity and the livelihoods of our hard-working fisher folk. We have intensified surveillance and monitoring operations, bolstered by the deployment of modern technology and strengthened collaboration with our key stakeholders. In the last month, we have expanded the supply of subsidized premixed fuel to support artisanal and industrial fishers, ensuring affordability and availability. We will also invest further in modern fish landing sites and cold storage facilities to improve post-harvest handling and thereby reduce losses and enhance the quality of our fish products. Aquaculture development is a key focus of our administration. We will provide financial and technical support, especially to young fish farmers, increasing production and reducing our dependence on fish imports. To increase the value addition in this sector, we will encourage the establishment of fish processing facilities, create more jobs. Our commitment to supporting women in the fisheries sector remains steadfast as we implement the programs to empower female fish processors and traders with financial capital and capacity building initiatives.
And until the president of the Republic of Ghana, Ekasano, where your judicial name so a woman, at the judicial idea, Yen say, Omo, yeno, I tell the beer and yet, but whatever the case is, no, why never coca. I just oka reforms, sir, on more a beggar, ama, a yen judicial system, no. atumi abeye free and fair ede ama oman no okan bibi edefa yen security reforms a ebeba eho ache se ne wo sise no yen security omo ebebo modern na omo ahye mokena atototo no ma ehia wo mu ede ama security no awie asisi dan ene ade ede ama wo mu and education no so no said dem di kan ye no o kan say no schools bi a omo be build no omo be bomode ase omo be build a house ede ama teachers no so no so no very very nice o kasa ede fa labor enso eho na eja yem passport ho sensem no so no o kasa ede fa ho because Ghana de in conclusion no normal president ebo boss no se eyanamo a omu betupa dia ene otimi se ne nkabeboa oman ne pa but right now ne ntumi nkasa bebre emfamfa president John Dramani Mahama ho because 50 days there on said that enye hwe eno ti ode yemfa ne nsem ne bi ento ho no but so open videos no more asha ya lodu bebre aguyen videos mu stream ne live obetumi akoyen videos no mu na wakohwe videos no ede free ho no anasa at the end of this particular video no ye the video link no ebe to the ending part and it is a wo pasha o de hwe ekokosi na watumi ahwe the whole thing ede free ho no na said ye ka no ade say on say Ghana politics na de akoye say de baby ade sanity we bo we echi na we abo we echi na eno na after said the president of the republic e kan nsem ewieye e the state of the nation address emaye ewieye no minority enso etumi hostu press conference kakra parliament house ho no mo a kiremu se asem a president ebe kan ye no equally eno so ye noko na president entro ahyenema na sansem we se no nhia so MP ene di minority foi animu a ene ono so expect fact be edi egu honoma o de enkotie emu nsem no na yemra.
He dwell on this misconception that the economy that we actually left for his government was criminally mismanaged and that we left a huge debt. The true state of the economy also illustrates otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, the true state of the economy is one that is actually illustrating insecurity, mass termination, mass violations of human rights, and misapplication and breaching of our own constitution, which is the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. If you have been realizing what is going on in our country today, even public servants and civil servants who have what it takes to also access public facilities as enshrined in our constitutions are being sacked. But our president, presenting his statement, made it clear that he is in this position to make sure that equality and equitability prevailed. But what we are seeing in our country today is never true. It's the opposite. Clearly, the world went through one of the most unfortunate economic crisis. You realize that the global economy grew negative 3.3. Inflationary rate post-COVID was over 200%. And that was the period that our economy actually went through very turbulent times and crisis. So we appreciate that fact. When in the history of this country that we witness a society or a country such as Ghana whose productivity was impaired to the extent that Ghanaians were asked to stay home, but they were paid by the MPP government. Private sector had to sack over 40,000 people. Payee corporate taxes went so low that we had revenue shortfall of over 12 billion Ghana cedis. So definitely the world crisis affected us because we are an import-driven economy. These were the facts that we're expecting our president to have told all of you. But he only concentrated on a lot of misinformation. Ladies and gentlemen, 2016, GDP growth was 3.4, industry was 4.3, agriculture was 2.7, service was 2.8. But when we were leaving power, November 2024, our GDP was growing almost twice as 2016, and that was 6.3. Our agriculture was growing 4.5. Our industry was growing 8.9. Our services was also growing 5.0. So the economy that they inherited, almost all the secondary macro indicators that are very vital appraisal to KPIs were outperforming what we inherited 2016. Go and check our primary balance. Go and check our trade balance. Of course, inflation rate was around 23%. We took over 15.4. Don't forget that the severity of the crisis made us have inflation rate of 54.1. But because of the prudent economic management of the MPP government, we were able to reduce it up to 23%, from 54.1 up to 22. The exchange rate went to 54%. Look at T-bills, they all came as low as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing I want you to know, that our president did not address the true state of the nation's economy. We have a lot, time will not allow me. One statement that he made that I was very much surprised was the fact that we had left billions of cedis at the defense ministry. But he failed to tell us the crisis that was looming. He himself emphasized the point that our boundaries were threatening our country. In fact, this is what I'll hand over to you. At the defense ministry, unprecedented achievements in the area of acquisition of equipment that has given us security as a country. He did not talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, our president failed to talk about the fact that Agenda 111 is ongoing and that some of the projects we have completed them. Government is about continuity. Government is about continuing what has been done. You remember the popular affordable house by Kuffour. Previous government, being the NDC, abandoned this project. It had to take Nanado and Baumia's government to even complete those projects. Now he talked about railway sector. Tell me, in the history of this country, apart from Nanado's government, who has accomplished unprecedented projects in the area of railway sector? Driving from here to Ho, you encounter about such major railway projects for crossing the roads. We have commissioned some of them and even brought into practice or operation coaches that are operating now. So if the president is trying to create the impression that the economy was so bad and it was criminally mismanaged, that is the reason he's been given the mandate. And that is why he was trying to intimidate the judiciary by describing the judiciary in a bad way. But ladies and gentlemen, the same economy was able to take care of the poor child, implementing most of the enviable projects in terms of social intervention in kind and in cash on the continent of Africa and on the globe. But for free SHS, over 100,000 young ones would have been home. But for Nanado's government, NHIS had already collapsed under first Mohammed's administration. School feeding had collapsed. LEAP had collapsed. In fact, teachers and nurses' allowances, the most essential services in any economic jurisdiction, is education and health. But he cancelled all of them, making some of poor Ghanaians coming home only to be confronted with unwanted pregnancies, and some got into drugs. So we are saying that MPP government, in spite of the economic crisis that was unprecedented since the First World War, we've been able to restore the economy. We handed over a restored economy to the Mohammed government. A working economy, operationally, it was so fundamentally correct that the economy that we left, in terms of primary macro indicators, in terms of secondary macro indicators, in terms of education, in terms of agriculture, in terms of health, they actually inherited a better economy. All the payments he's talking about, where did they get money from? Where did they get money from? Within this shortest possible time, they have borrowed almost 59 billion Ghana cedis.
Only in 50 days.
Only in 50 days. Less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. Mohammed's administration has borrowed 59 billion, unprecedented. So all that we are telling you is that Ghanaians have given them their mandate. Ghanaians are expecting them to treat everyone, whether you are from the north or south or central part of Ghana, whether you are Nilaye or Kwame Asante or Delali or Amegashi. Ghana is one country with one people, with one destiny. Why are they even sacking nurses and teachers? Whilst in most of the communities in the northern part, Ashanti, and in the Volta region, they don't even have teachers and nurses. In conclusion, we want to tell you that in the first place, the economic figures have indicated us that we left a better economy. Secondly, the proper policies that are betterly managed are indicative of the fact that our economy was good enough. The process of it have been used to manage the proper policies. Another thing that we left was a better security, safety, fundamental human rights. Ghana was peaceful. We were living together till they took over. So we don't want you people to go out there and be deceived. At the appropriate time, we'll give you details of every bit of the economy and then the social framework of this country that we left as a government. Go and count the number of STEM schools we built. Go and count the number of school buildings we put up. Go and count the number of health facilities. Go to the police. Go to the army. Go to all the security agencies. Unprecedented developmental achievement. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude by saying that the MPP government actually left a well-restored economy after what Ghana went through as a result of the severe economic crisis. Ghanaians were still enjoying the social interventions that I named all of them. Yes, Ghana went through challenges, but before we left, these challenges had been dealt with and the economy had been put on a very sound footing for the NDC government to continue the good job that we did. Thank you very much for giving us your attention.
Now the one a course so our Parliament House as say social media and Kuffour eka ho asem no ebini. Aye the President of the Republic ebra we ya o chacha minority free no. Aye ade se oto sign edema Zenato Rollins says Zenato emfre no. Na sa emfre we say mu no ene binum adwene atwan kosi su say ene afenyo markings na asem a wo kan say the President of the Republic, a dear say, even the not to the Diacran, only the Bia ever honum. And no, Anna, Amma, President, I catch a year. Zenato say, one friend, a or be man appointment, but another day, young to me anchor. Nemum a peer, necessarily tie bab, near the cat and home asem. Now, so more personal relationship will be into the air, and also the more asem say social mediation and Kuffour Kasa at the phone.
Mr. Speaker, His Excellency, the President, has announced to us a cabinet of 19 with only 2 women. The daughter of the founder of this NDC, Zaneto Rollins, is missing. Haja Ladi is missing. Helen Intosu is missing. Where are the women in this government? The Vice President.
Honorable members, please, order.
The Vice President is part of the government, and we are seeing only 2 women in cabinet, and the Vice President is sitting there. In percentage terms, we have only 10% of women in cabinet. Mr. Speaker.
And a Biomunosono, Sam George, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, and Nim John Ejekum Kuffour, and Nim Assembly, and on also kind. Sasem when so abaya some social media use no chese enkrofo so e kasa edifa ho pa na ade ba ko ni mienu bia ekọ so a eye enkrofo nwanwa yi eye okudeto ablakwa wone eye afenyo markings ena afenyo markings kuro ya wone the president of the republic John Dramani Mahama after so omwe bibia no said the omu esi ekamboma omu echiaye no mu di nkomo no ibinimo ka se ene Ghana grassroots for ene mu amafa politics at simutrition mapampa so no mo bebre papa na che se we nyina ene course e wo parliament house se se ebinimo busa se ayonkofa sei ene da MPP ne NDC ntamu dia na ne ora ibede abaso ana politicians om dini pay adwin dia agro se de ye ne ayi ni mu no adada. But whatever the case is no, days ahead and a betre. President Ekasa Edifa Ora home. Maka ehon asem achiro. Ache se wasi omo behe no omo agigi omo sika nyina na se omo behe no ama atenten ne aye adwuma. Eye ano ana se eye serious something. Drop wadwen kire eto comment section no asenye ni nkomo emfa emfiri ehonum. Message so subscribe ya bomodi na subscribe. Na turn on the notification bell. We are not like video no share video no ede amaye comment no fa to comment section no ase na yeni enkomo emfa emfiri honum. Wo Facebook a bomodi a na follow ye ne beka WhatsApp TV ebusuaku no ho. Don't forget ya na do comment at honum. Ye bedi enkomo every Facebook enso pa. Ye be share biom ne bedi enkomo ba until that no dear. Macau.